Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Mobsters Players Revenge Tools and Tips. And I'm Brutus. In this clip here, we're going to be explaining the attack tab. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Click the attack tab, and it brings us into the attack environment here. This environment here is very similar to Lotto, the way that it's laid out. Only difference is in the attack tab here, you don't receive any drops and you don't get any bounties. You basically just attack the individual for the sake of getting wins and kills. Okay, let's see if we can kill one of these puppies here. But before we do that, let's explain this real briefly. Okay, this is the individual that you potentially can attack. Okay, that's his level. This is his class, which is Tycoon, which means he has set up his account to receive more money. Okay, this is indicating that he loses often. Okay, depending upon where you're at in your game, these are the ones you want to attack. Okay, but when you get nice and strong and beefy, it doesn't matter. You can attack the ones that lose often, the ones that win often. Okay, these little dollar signs are saying that this particular individual potentially has money sitting out in the bank. Doesn't mean that he does, but potentially he has money sitting out in the bank. The more dollar signs you see here, the more money that's potentially out there. On occasion, I've seen them like right here where you see $3 signs, so that they may have a little bit of coin sitting out there, and there's a chance that you can go ahead and grab that cash if you beat them. You'll only get that cash if you beat them. So why don't we go ahead and let's attack a few of these here so you see how this flows. Okay, well, let's go ahead and attack this guy here. Okay, Baby Jane did terribly in Lotto. I just was doing a Lotto clip just before this using Baby Jane, and she got her ass whooped. But let's see how she does here in the attack. So we're going to go to attack War Crazy Bank. War Crazy Bank. All right, let's attack them. Boom. Oh, we won. All right, now, basically what it's showing here is that we dealt 34 and they dealt 3, and so we beat them, and this is how much power we have. This is our loadout. Okay, this increases as you acquire avatar items with attack and defense, or you buy rackets that increase your attack and defense, or you accomplish missions that give you rackets that increase your attack and defense. So as you level up and strengthen your mob, this loadout here will increase. Okay, now what you can do, and we're going to do this here for the sake of explaining this here, we can take a look at some of the individual stats. This over here shows what you used, you and your mob fought with. If you click that, it's going to give you a rundown of everything that you use. Okay, I can see now why Baby Jane was losing so much, because she doesn't have max equipment. Baby Jane is a level 100, so that means that she should be fighting with 500 of each of these classes: henchman, weapon, vehicles, armor. She should have 500 of each. So not theoretically, in reality, Baby Jane is very weak because she is not fighting with the top number of equipment that she could have per equipment class. She should be fighting with 500 henchmen, 500 weapons, 500 vehicles, and 500 armor. She's basically very weak, and there's a very good reason why Baby Jane probably had it this way, because she doesn't want to invest on upkeep. Now, this is all the equipment that she used. If you go down here, you click on Show Details for the opponent, the individual you just attacked. It shows you what he used, and he's not very strong either. So you got two cupcakes fighting right here, and this guy obviously is much weaker than Baby Jane. He's only got 4, 2, and 8, and Baby Jane had 13, 2, 43, and there's one missing, 6. All right. A little sidebar here. This fancy box, and that's what it's called in geekdom, does not scroll if you get inside and try to use your scroll wheel to scroll it. You have to go outside of the fancy box on either side for it to scroll. All right? So, let's commence attacking this individual and see if we can kill him completely. So we attack him again. Okay, and now it's showing that we won again. Okay? We already went over this. Let's just go ahead and continue to attack him and see if we can kill him. Now, boom. We've attacked him to the point where we have now landed him in the hospital. So in order to kill this individual, you have to punch him. You notice there's a punch button right here. Now, you can't punch him unless you have badges. I don't want to go into the badges right now because we'll lose this particular opportunity to kill this guy. But I will go show you real quickly about those badges. So in order to kill this guy, we have to kill him with punches because he's in the hospital right now. So let's go ahead and punch him and see if we can completely kill him. So we punch him. Boom. It's showing that we dealt this much damage by punching him. All right, so you can punch him again because we're looking to kill him. Okay, we just keep clicking. Boom. Here it's saying we have just iced him. Okay, so what happened here is, number one, we have accumulated whatever it was, 3 or 4 points towards our attack, fights won in my mobster tab, and we also accumulated a kill. All right. Now, this individual is dead. We just killed them. Now, I will tell you to be very, very, just depends on who you are. You know, some people come over here and they attack the attack list very profusely. Hey, it's part of the game. They're entitled to do it. That's why they have an attack tab. You go in there and start attacking people so you can go ahead and beef up your stats. Let's go real quickly here. We'll get more into this in another clip. But every time that you win, it'll accumulate here. Okay, so in this case here, we probably picked up about three wins. Okay, and we also killed that individual, so we picked up 1 here because there was probably 8 before that. So these are your stats, and that is for a subject. These are subjects for another clip, which we'll get into another in another clip. Now, I said I wanted to talk about the badges. These are the badges that you have to have. You have to have these in order to punch someone to kill them. When people land in the hospital, you can't attack them and kill them. You have to punch them. So you have to accumulate your badges. Okay, she has 20, which isn't very many. This is a very specialized account. It's used for a very special purpose. I know that it is. It's not used to be a bad mama jamma kick-ass account. There's a reason for this account being this way. Now, where do you get your badges? You get them over here. You go to missions. You go to New York. Okay? And then you do this mission here, and that's where you get your badges. All right? So, go back to the attack tab. Make sure there's nothing that I need to tell you here. Yep, there's actually other stuff we need to talk about here. Now, you've got the rival tag here, the rival tab here, under the attack tab. And here it shows that there are no rivals. In other words, I have no enemies. There hasn't been anyone attacking me. Okay, so there will be no rivals. If it was someone like a tard, you know, messing with you or using a war, you'll see a list of people that were your rivals. You see a list there. Now, the war sheet, a lot of people that have a heyday with this here, they just love, you know, putting people on the war sheet and just listing 10, 20, 30, 40 people at a time. That's what the war sheet is for. You can list a bunch of people all at once. Let me briefly explain it. If you want to add someone to the war sheet, all you got to do is enter their ID here. Okay? How do you get the ID of the individual? We'll get into that when we get into these sub-tabs up here. All right. But you enter the ID and you hit, actually, let's go ahead and put someone in there. Let's put this guy in. Okay, we want to add this guy to our war sheet. Because when we feel like it, we want to come to the war sheet and put a hit list on him. So we're going to add him. I said, do you want to add this ID to your war sheet? Yeah. Boom. Now it says Iron Horse was added to your war sheet. All right, you come down here, and now you see the Iron Horse is on the war sheet. If I wanted to hit list him from here, I just hit hit list, and he will automatically go on to the hit list. Now, keep in mind that you have to have enough cash out here in the bank in order to list people. All right? You can also individually attack Iron Horse if you wanted to. If you want to remove someone from the hit list, you can just go ahead and just hit the X and you can remove them. Okay? Now, sometimes when you hit list people, they are dead. They're dead. So what you want to do at that point is you can revive them for 2 favor points for each one of those individuals that are dead, and revive them and then re-kill them, so to speak. Now, this make viewable means that you allow certain individuals to share your war sheet with. And a lot of people do this. I remember early on, and when I was playing, I didn't take bull crap for nobody. My account wasn't mean or anything like that, but I had resolve and I gave people a fight. Period. And I wasn't very strong, but I gave them hell. And because they couldn't contend with me, on a mano to mano level, not just because they got a bigger account than me, that makes me weaker. No. Being a solid mobster has a lot more to do with just the size of your account. It has a lot to do with the size of your tenacity. Okay, it has to do with your attitude and a lot of things that make up what I call a top dog mobster. A top dog mobster has his stuff together, and not just necessarily and having a beast account. You can be a top dog monster and not have a beast account. You just have a nice account. You have the right attitude. You know how to play the game. And then there's a bunch of other elements to see that. But if you want to share your war sheet with other people, and the point I was making is that during that time when I was giving these people hell, they were passing the war sheet around so other people can join the fight and attack me. But to make viewable, you click that there, and then you enter the ID of the individual that you want to share it with. And then that way, that person can also view your war sheet, and they can attack them. You can share this war sheet with as many people as you want. Again, a lot of people get into this war sheet here. You'll see it a lot when these people use their war sheets. They show up on the hit list, and then people go about. Look, there's a lot of going on here, and it actually just started. I already did a clip on that, but we're not going to get into it. Let's go back to the attack tab and finish up here with the war sheet. So that is basically it with the war sheet. And it's a tool that people use when they have a number of people. They have 5, 10, 15 people or adversaries, or they're in a war. They just add all these people to the war sheet, and then they just hit list them all at once, and they all show up on the hit list. All right. Hopefully that wasn't too fast or too short. Hopefully you got something out of it. My name is Brodus. You have a good one. M. Laura.